Hello, my name is Bartosz Jablonski. Welcome to Warsaw IT Days. It's a great pleasure to be here with you. I'm really happy that you joined my presentation, during which I'm going to talk about SAS Packages Framework, the tool I'm developing and maintaining since a few years, and spreading a word about how to use packages in SAS in the most comfortable way, both for user and for developer. But before we go into the details of the presentation, let me briefly introduce myself, just to assure you that I'm capable of talking about the subject. I've been using SAS since 2009 at various industries, including telecommunication, banking, clinical research, and also education. Since 2015, I'm a lecturer at Warsaw University of Technology, Faculty of Mathematics and Information Science, where I'm teaching SAS classes, both basic and advanced programming SAS classes, and showing people how to use the tool. Except for those, I'm also member of Polish SAS users group. It's group we organized around 2018, and we grouping people who are interested in working and playing with SAS. You can check out our webpage at polsuk.com and see all the details about what we are doing, how to contact us. And now let's focus on our topic for today, and let's talk about SAS packages and SAS Packages Framework. So first of all, how this idea arose. Around 2018-2019, I was working at one of the banks on a credit card project, and our team was built with a group of people who are using both SAS and R. And my teammate, when we finished the project, he presented us his R package for the part of the project he was working on, and at the same time I had like a bunch of 30 or 40 SAS macros collected to solve my problem, and I thought to myself, how convenient and nice way of sharing your code is when you have such a thing like a package. Whenever you are using R, or maybe if you are familiar, LaTeX, or probably most of you who are using Python, if you want to share your code, you're creating a package. So the question I had at that time was why we cannot do such a thing in SAS. Well, there were some object named packages in SAS at the moment, but none of them were covering this idea of something similar like R or Python or Tech have essentially the package which you can install, load to your system, and then use it. So let me briefly give you a definition of a package, since I have this academic background. Let's split our presentation today into two parts. The introduction, which will be kind of a theoretical overview of what are packages, what's the SAS package framework, and then let's make something practical. I will present a little live demo, both for users and for developers of packages, so you can get the overview how to use it and how to work with the framework. So what's the package? Package, let me quote the definition I'm sharing here. It's an automatically generated single standalone zip file containing organized and ordered code structure created by the developer and extended with additional automatically generated driving files. And the purpose of a package is to be a simple, and let me highlight it again, simple and easy to access code sharing medium, which allows on one hand to separate complex code dependencies created by the developer from the user experience and the final product, and on the other hand, reduce developers and users unnecessary frustration related to remote deploying process. So we want to share our code in the very easy and simple way, and on the one hand side, we don't want to put the burden of the complexity of the process on the user backs on one hand, and on the other hand, we want to make it very easy for deploying, so as simple as possible for the process. And small disclaimer, as you can see this little one next to the SAS package phrase over there. This idea of packages I'm presenting here have, because as I said, there are the concept of package exist in the SAS ecosystem. You can think about, for example, procDS2 packages. You can think about SAS IML packages. There are output delivery system packages, the SAS integration technology publishing framework, which produce packages, or even if you think about enterprise guide project EGP file, which is a zip file but with a funny name. All of them can be considered a package or packages, but they are the packages about which I'm going to talk today. It's something different, something which extends functionality of SAS in a different way. And so if we have packages, then we have to somehow be able to manage them. And the purpose, the tool which is serving this purpose is SAS Packages Framework. And SAS Packages Framework, it's a pack of macros which allows, on one hand, use, and on the other hand, develop packages. Most of the components of the framework are dedicated for users. All those greens from the list here are mainly dedicated for user, and the one purple at the end, generate package macro, this one is dedicated for the developer. If you want to create new package, you probably will use that one to do it. List package to see what packages are available in your environment. Install package to download the package from the repository to your machine. Verify package to see whether the package is genuine. Help package to read about help provided for the package. Preview package to easily see the source code of the package with all the bare details. Load package to load the components of the package into your session. If the package contains some additional content, there is this load package additional content macro which provides this additional content. The unload package macro to clean when you finished using your package, and extend packages filer utility macro, which allows you to keep your packages in various directories and easily manage them with a single SAS statement. So now when we know what we have, what's the framework, what's the package, now the question is where you can find those. So the place where the SAS package framework is located, is this GitHub repository under Jablon/SAS_packages. So the easiest way to get there is to go to your favorite browser and favorite search engine. Okay, so here we are with our browser and search engine. Let's type GitHub SAS packages, and one of the first link from the top should be the one I told you about. So if you go here to SAS Packages Framework repository at the GitHub, you will get the location of the framework. The brief intro information and README file give you all the details about the framework. In this SPF repository, the source codes, source files of the framework, and some example packages are available in this package subdirectory. So github.com/jablon/SAS Packages is the place where you can find the framework. And when you're interested in packages which are available, you can use the SAS Pack repository, where all the packages are stored with the version control and history. Let me show you again how to find it. So from the location where we already were, the location of the framework, you can scroll down the README file up to this available package section, and there is the link which I showed you. And you go to SAS Packages repository, where all the packages are available for you, and with the help of the framework you will be able to install them and use later in your session. So now, since we know where the package framework is stored and where you can get packages from, let's talk about two sides of the coin: the developer and the user. Let me start with the user, because the steps that user have to execute to use packages and the framework are very simple. The three main steps you need to do to get your environment ready for use of packages. So first step is to create a location for a directory for your packages and for the framework. So when you create the directory, you need to install the framework there. You can see there's this little asterisk next to the framework file. I usually wink to SAS Institute at this moment during my presentation about packages, saying that, hey, SAS Institute, maybe you will like to incorporate the framework into the SAS system. But regardless this, you're installing the framework, and then you're able to use it and then install packages. How to do it? Basically, the few lines of code showed you how to do it. First two lines of code enables the framework and sets the location for your packages directory. Next line, number 3, the install package and the package name. This is the macro which connects to the repository and install the package you want for you. When the package is installed, and the process of installing package is basically process of downloading the zip file with the package to your local machine. If your machine is not connected to the internet, you can replace this step with just downloading the file yourself into the package, into directory for packages. And when the package is there, you can first read the help information with help packaging macro, check what the package is doing, who is the author, how to contact them, what are the components of the package. You can also use the verify package macro, which checks the checksum of the package provided by the developer. And when you're ready with that step, you are sure that you want to use the package, then you can load the package into the session. Because the two previous steps, they are not affecting your session. You are able to read the help about package and verify the package without loading any components of the package into the session. Only when you use the loadPackage macro, then the components of the package, so possibly macros, functions, formats, data sets, or whatever the components they are loaded to your SAS session. When the package is loaded, a good practice is to read the log, the information about what was loaded and which version for you, and basically you can use the package. That's it. That's all you need to do. So the steps are very simple. And now the next side of the coin, the developer part. With the developer, the steps for creating a new package are also very similar. There are like 3 main steps which are required for you. So first of all, you need to have the SAS Package Framework available. So basically, create yourself a directory into which you install the spf init.sas file. Again, the same asterisk I mentioned earlier. Then when you have the framework installed, create a subdirectory, or not necessarily in the same or as the one for the framework, but create a directory into which you put the source file of your package. So the third bullet is about preparing those files and preparing this additional description file, which I talk about in a sec. But assuming that you already prepared those files and the description file, now you're running those 3 lines of code. So first one, enabling the location for packages where the framework is installed. Then you are enabling the framework with the include statement, and then the third line, generate package macro, which takes your files which you prepared for the package and creates a package for you. When process is finished, you basically need to check out the summary which is prepared for you both in the log and in the output window of your SAS session. You can check test results if you provided a test for your package. They will be printed out in the summary, and when everything is okay, save the hash digest of your file, share the package, share the hash digest to assure users that the package is genuine and no one else modified it in the meantime between you on the road between you and the user. And now I said about this preparing packages, package files and the description file. Few words about those. First of all, the files. Basically, the idea for creating a package goes in line with the standard SAS macro strategy for SAS Autos, which says that one file, one macro, file named the same as the macro name, and basically this continues not only for macros but also for files creating libraries, functions, format, for IML modules, for FCMV functions, I already said that, but also for proto functions for data and or other stuff, also for CAS user-defined CAS-L user-defined functions if you want to use proc CAS in your SAS session, and additionally, if except for the files with the code you are providing with the package, you want to add there some additional contents like PDF with extended documentation, or some articles which you are using as a reference for your package. You can put everything that into this additional content as this additional content type for your package. And the last but not least thing, which is not included into the final package but is used during the process of generating package, are tests. If you create a folder type named tests and put all your codes with the test inside, when the package will be generated, all those files will be executed, and summary with the results will be presented when package is ready. One more thing, the description.sas file. Description.sas file is kind of the driving file, which contains information about the package, very basic stuff like package name, short description which is printed out when the package is loaded, version of the package, list of authors and maintainers, also information about license. This is the framework works in the way that if you don't provide any license the framework creates an MIT license for you and embed it into the zip with the package. You can also add information, but you are obligated to add information about files and coding for your package. So whenever the package is loaded in the user session, SAS is able to set it properly. There are two additional tags for description file. The first one called required, when you can list the SAS components of the SAS system you want to be available for the package to work. For example, you need to have a SAS access interface to some particular database, so you can list this as an element of required components of SAS. And the other one, required packages. So if there is a package which contains some functionality you want to utilize in your package, you can put the list of those packages here, and the framework, while loading the package, will verify whether the packages which are the dependencies are there, and give you the information during the loading process if they were successfully loaded as well. And the final part is this free text, which stands between this description start and this description end tags, where you can put some general overview of the package, multi-line text, which is also used when the help package macro is executed. So you can put all detailed information about the package here in this part. So we have the files and folders set up, we have the description file, we run the code, we've got the package. And let's do this live demo just step by step using examples from the web page with the framework repository. So let's jump into our SAS session. For user, I'm going to use Enterprise Guide session. Hello, in our Warsaw IT Days SAS Enterprise session. SAS Enterprise Guide is connected to small SAS server, and we are going to work within this folder, with this directory named packages in our home directory. So basically, first step is to create a file name reference named packages, inside which we are going to store our framework and our packages, and then use them later. So let's run this line of code. We've got the information that code was executed. There are no notes about problems, so the framework will be set up in this directory. So what are the steps for the process? Let's get back to the web page where with the README file about the SAS packages, and there is this little chapter named the user, and inside this chapter we will find all the instructions how to set up our framework and how to install our first package. So to enable, we don't have SAS Packages Framework at our session at the moment. So let's copy those two lines and let's run them inside SAS Enterprise Guide. You can see there is a line numbering change from this line to this line, indicating that some lines of code related to the framework were executed. So now in this session we have framework enabled. We don't have the framework installed yet, but now we are able to use macros, so we can download the framework and have it for the next time. The next step would be to install the framework itself. For this we only need one little line. With the install package macro requesting for installation of the framework. Let's run the line. In the log, we've got the information that the macro was executed, all the information from where the framework was downloaded, and here at the bottom there is the information that everything went okay. So we successfully installed the framework, and when we go to this packages folder, let's refresh it. you will see that the spf-init.sys file is there. So now we have the framework. So whenever we want to use our framework in the next session, we don't have to have access to internet and run those two lines. It's enough that we assign the location of our directory for packages and then run this one line of code which just include the code of this framework from the location. I'm not going to run it a second time because we already have the framework in our session. So now let's see how to install a package. To install package, we basically execute just the same macro named install package, but now instead of SPF init as we did just before, we're giving the name of the package to use it. So let's copy those 3 lines of code. Let's paste it here, and now let's replace the package name with example package. The one I want to use as a demo for our today's session is package named SQL in DS, SQL in data step, which allows you to use SQL queries in data step in SAS. So I'm going to paste it here and here. And so first step, let's install the package. And when I run this line of code, here in the log, you will see a similar information which we just saw about framework. So the information, we've got the information that the package was installed from the SAS Pack repository, and the package was installed successfully. One little note here, if you already, because we can verify it here by refreshing, we see that the SQL in DS zip was downloaded. If you already have a package and you want to get new version, it's enough that you rerun this install package macro. And notice only one thing, that the framework automatically overrides the package files if they are already in the location, but gives you the note that the file was replaced. You can turn off this with additional option. But if you want to see all the details how to operate the install package macro, the best way to do it is just run it with the empty list of arguments. When you run this code, you will get a help note printed out in the log here. So there's this description of the macro and all the parameters which you can use here. That's one way. And of course, you can also go to the web page with the framework and find the detailed documentation there. The link to web page is also stored here, so we can copy it just from the log. We can open new tab for our web browser, paste the path, and here in the documentation you will get very detailed information about the framework itself and how to work with the packages, especially in this document named SAS Packages, the way to share. Getting started with SAS Packages gives you the introduction for how to work with the framework. And here in SPF folder you also have this SPF initmd file, which contains documentation for the framework and each macro of the framework, including install package 1. Okay, so we already have our package installed. So now let's see what help information about the package developer provided. So when you want to read help information about the package, the best way is to run help package macro with the package name, and this will give you the details about the details and general overview of what's in the package. So let's run it, and again let's see what do we have in this printout here in the log. So there is information about the version of the package and what the package contains. All this stuff which you can see here is everything that was inserted into the description file between this description start and the description and tags which developer provides. So there is some description, there are some code examples, and also there is this detailed list of components of the framework, information about required components, and in case of this package, since there is additional content available for this package, you can use load additional package content macro for this package, and this additional content will be extracted for you into work directory when you run it like this, or if you use one of the options to change the location of the directory where you want to store additional content, you can do it. So that's the information about the package. Also, there is information that the framework version which was used to produce this particular package was 2023-0207. So now we know what's in the package, and we can load the package into the session. So now with running this load package macro, we are loading all the content of the package into our session, and we can use the package. So let's run the code. Let's jump to log window, and let's scroll down briefly what do we have here. So first of all, we've got this little note that we are loading a package with the version and package use MIT license. The package was generated in February 2023. The one sentence summarizing the package is that SQL queries in data steps are available. Authors, maintainers of the package, and after this start keyword, you see the list of elements loaded into this session with notes indicating what's happening. So we have one library created, we have macros 1 and 2, and also additional function as a component of the framework. Since the function was loaded into your session, automatically the CMP lib is extended with the search for the functions for your user, and at the end you see here this sys loaded packages macro variable, which keeps the list of currently loaded packages into your session with their names and with their version. If you load more than one package, this list will be extended with newly loaded packages. So basically, that's how it looks when the package was loaded into your session. And now let's do a little live test that we are able to use the SQL macro, which allows to use SQL queries inside a data step. So the little live demo goes like this. We are going to sub-select only those records from the SAS help class dataset where age is greater than 12. Let's run the code. And as you can see here in the output, we've got 12 rows selected from the data set. And here in the log you can also see the extended version of the query we were using for our task, and 12 observations read from the data set with the where condition. And basically that's it. You install package only once. You don't have to do it every time when you start your session. The only thing that you need to repeat whenever session starts is to assign packages file name reference, is to include the framework, and then load the package. Usually when I'm using SAS packages in my sessions, I copy those 3 lines into my auto-exec file, and whenever a session starts, they are automatically executed, and I have my SAS session ready for work. Okay, so we saw how it works for user. Now let's go for developer. For developer, we are going to create a little quote-unquote hello world package, which is available on the Packages Framework repository. So let's go. We are here at the repository. This is the last code we copied for user. Now let's scroll a few lines for the developer part. And here's the link to this little hello world example tutorial. Tutorial goes with several steps, so let's go with those steps. The first step is to create a folder for a framework and for packages. In my case, I'm going to use a base SAS session with DMS, the DMS SAS session, and I'm going to use this little subdirectory on my drive named drive named developer. So let me copy the path I have here. Let me paste it into our session. And according to the tutorial, when we have the folder set up, we need to basically enable the framework. So let's copy those few lines into our session. We need to replace the location here. And basically we are setting the location for packages. We are including the framework and installing it just to have it available for the next SAS sessions. Let's hit the running man. Let's wait a few seconds. We've got our session with the SAS framework enabled. We copied, everything is okay, and we can double check it by going into that directory. So we can see here is the file. Let me make it a little bit bigger so we can see that we've got our running man with the football here running and ready for work. So we have framework enabled. So what's the next step for developer? As you can see, we already checked the log. Next step is to create a subfolder. We will call it hello world package. So let's copy this little line and let's create a subfolder, and inside that subfolder we will be creating our package. So we are here in our folder. Let's create new folder, named it hello world package, and inside that one we'll be creating components of our framework. We are going to create there 2 subfolders, one for formats, because our package will contain 1 macro and 1 format. We are creating those 2 subfolders, one named 01 formats and the other 02 macros. So let's do it. Formats. Macros. We have them. So the next step, inside formats, we are going to create this little hello world format SAS file, which will contain code of a SAS format named hello world format, the one which is presented here. So let's start with the creating file. Yes, we've got the file, and I want to move it into the SAS session. Inside that one, I'm going to copy paste this code we have here. So we've got our format definition. Let's save this one. The next step is that we are going to create a macro inside this hello world macro file. So let's copy this one and let's navigate to 02 macros directory. So one level up, and here macros. Let's create this new. Yes, I want to change extension, and let's open this one in the SAS session. Let's paste the code we have here, the definition of our macro. You can see that this macro is just running small data step, which is using the format created previously. Paste, saved. So basically we've got those two files created. And now the next step is to create the description.sas file. Let's copy the name. Let's create the file. We navigate to top level here. We create this new text document. Yes. And again, inside the SAS session, let's open the file and let's copy the text we have here. So we are going to create a package named Hello World. The title will be my Hello World SAS package. We've got version number 1. There are some authors and maintainers. License is MIT. You see, I didn't create any license file, so I'm going to use the default one provided by the framework. Encoding is UTF. That's the encoding of the session I'm using. And basically, I recommend you to work with the SAS in the UTF encoding, the best for multi-language purposes work. Required component of the SAS is just the base SAS software. I'm adding it here just to assure that we're going to use it. And then inside this description part here, there are a few words about the package. So this is our Hello World package. So we've got the description file. We're going to save it. And the next step, according to this short tutorial, is to use the generate package macro. Basically, in similar fashion as we work with this install package macro, if you just run generate package without any arguments, like I'm going to run here, inside the log, I will get help info for the macro and also the link to the documentation if you want to see more details about the macro and the framework. Let's get back to our code and let's get back to instruction. What we going to do next? Well, the next step is just to execute the code, execute the macro with the location of the framework, the package we are going to create. So our package was located almost here with this additional subdirectory. Let me copy the name just to be sure that I copied it correctly. Here. And let's run this line of code to verify, not to verify, but to generate the package. Running man, let's go. You can see there's a lot of things blinking in the meantime, but you can see here is the summary of the process. You've got the information where the files were located, when it was executed, the version of SAS I'm currently using for producing the framework. There's a comparison of your encoding for the package and your session encoding, just to be sure that you are creating package in the same encoding. Here's the name of the package, version, the license. Here's the list of components of the package. We've got only two, the format named hello world format and the macro hello world macro. Here is the output of the SH256 SHA256 digest of our package, and also there is additional table here, which is whenever you have xcmd command enabled for your SAS session, which executes test of loading your package. So basically SAS is running sub session, which tries to load your package into that sub-session, and if everything is okay, you should expect only zeros here, so means zero problems with any of those. So this means that our package was generated with no, we had a test of loading without any problems. You can also check out the log. There is detailed information about all the steps related to the process. There is one warning informing us that we didn't create a license.sas file containing license information, so the framework created its own license with the MIT license text. So we've got the, if you scroll up to very top, here is the place where we executed the macro, and all the nodes which you see here is the report of the package generation process. You can go through that in details when you execute this little hello world example yourself, and everything is okay. Here's the note about testing the loading part. So the package was generated, and just to confirm the fact that it was generated, when we go to our folder where the package was created, you can see we have this hello world.zip file containing the package and all its contents inside. So let's check out the instruction. So we already talked about this step number 10. We saw that we didn't provide a license, so license was generated automatically by the framework. We have the hello world zip folder, and now when we have everything created, we should start new SAS session and run those few lines just to verify if you can if we can use our package in this new session. Let me be a little bit lazy and let's use our session here. So we need to extend our list of locations where components of the framework and packages are stored. We can do it the following way. So basically, the first one is the location of the framework. The other is location of the this particular package. It's very convenient if you have the framework and package stored in multiple directories. You can use them in the you can use them too with the file name reference. The rule is that if you have the same package stored in two separate places, or the package named with the same name stored in two different places, the first one from the left will be used. So let's change the file name reference for packages. We don't need to re-include the framework because we already have it in the session, but just to be sure, let's run it. Let's double check our session. Okay, include include was executed. Was it or was it not? Let's double check with simple data null statement. When I run it, I can see in the log that there's like a bit of jump between line numbering, so we already included the framework one more time. Perfect. So now let's load our hello world package and let's execute the macro. So first step, let's hit the running man and let's load the package into the session. You can see that our sysloaded package macro variable contains the information that we have hello world package version 1 loaded into our session. Here is the information about the loading process. And now just to double check that everything is okay, let's run this little macro, which was, as you remember, executing simple data step with a loop, which was using the format inside. Here it's with the value 7. Let's do it with value 17, just to show you that it's really live and I'm not cheating. Running man, and you can see hello SAS package world and a lot of exclamation points, because that's how the format was working. For 1 it was printing hello, for 2 SAS, for 3 packages, for 4 word, and for any other value, any other number, it was printing exclamation point here in the log. So everything went okay and our package is working. So now we created our first hello world package and we can share it with our users. So that was it. That was our live demo, and at this moment I'm really grateful for your time that you spent this few minutes with me to see how to work with it. And let's do a short summary, because I talked a lot, I show you examples, I show you this live demo, but in the brief words, why should you consider using the SAS Packages Framework and the idea of packages for SAS? Here are some bullet points that might be useful to convince you that it's worth using. So first of all, as you already saw, it's not only for macros, which are the most popular elements of the codes you are sharing when you are a SAS programmer. You can also define functions, both FCMP, Proto, CAS-L, user-defined functions. You can embed IML modules. You can, as I said, Proto C routines. You can embed formats, even data inside code, generating data inside your package. When you're loading package, it's automatically updating the CMP lib for functions or FMT search for formats for you. Loading order of the code, which you as a developer provide, is maintained by the order, and it's kept in the way you want it to be loaded. The fourth bullet, it's all in one. It's one single file you're sharing, and everything which is needed is there. Right, so it's functionality over complexity, as I'm saying. You share one file and you say, hey, this is package containing the macro ABC, just load it and use it. And user don't even have to know that there is 73 other utility macros which are working in the background to this ABC macro, so that this ABC macro could work. There is additional information, metadata about the version, author. There's help information inside the timestamp when the package was generated. So all the DevOps stuff, like keeping the versioning control and using only the proper version of the package is available. Also, you are able to verify the genuinity of the package if it's not changed on this path between user and the developer. And if you want to see the source code of the package, is also very easily doable with the preview package macro. Help info is printed out just automatically in the log. When developer is creating a package and adding the help information, this information can be printed out in the log. So even if you are working in the session which is separated from the internet and you cannot go to the online documentation, you can always check the documentation which is inside the package. There is this feature which I didn't mention, but even if you have only a package without any components of the framework, there is a possibility of loading the content of the package into your session without the framework. You can use the package not only on the Windows but also on Linux. So basically, you can share them easily between operating systems without any problems, without limitations, which, for example, catalogs have. When you finish using a package, you can use unload package macro, which will clean up all the components of the package for you. So package cleans up also after the process. If there are dependencies between packages, the framework supports it. And also, if you want to add some additional content beside the code, which is the main part of the package, if you want to add like extended documentation in PDF or some even video tutorial, you can embed it in this into this additional content part of the package. So these are like the points which I think are worth to mention as a summary for the process of using and creating packages as users and developers. And at this moment, this is a very good place to thank you for your patience. I'm really happy you joined me in this presentation. Just few more summary points which I think are worth mentioning at this point. If you want to learn more about framework, this video which you are watching now, it's not the only one. If you go to the SAS Packages Framework webpage, the place where the README file is located, there's this section named recordings and presentations. Here are the links to my various talks in which I'm presenting the framework, the packages from different angles, from very general to very details, digging into the process of creating a package, for example. As I said, inside this SPF tab directory, there is this documentation folder which contains details, articles, and presentations of how to use and how to work with the framework and the packages. If you find this this tool useful and worth working with, remember to give a star on the GitHub, so more people will learn about it. The more people marking it as favorite, the more people can see that the tool is worth using. And the final note, as I mentioned, this is like a separate project which stands aside the SAS software, but some time ago I started this initiative asking SAS for adding the framework to the base SAS. If you go to communities.sas.com post with this initiative, you can see that that there is a thread opened, and you can like it if you think the idea is worth supporting. As I said, here's the contact to me if you have any question, doubts you want to talk about, you want to learn more, you want me to visit your company and tell you more about framework, just contact me through that email. And the final slide with the sources, with the documents which I've been using to prepare the presentation, or to other places I stored the detailed information about the framework. I hope you enjoyed the presentation. I hope you you start using SAS Packages Framework. if you will contact me, I will be more than happy to support you in every step of the path of your path with the SAS Packages Framework. Thank you very much. Have a great day. It was a pleasure to meet you here at Warsaw IT Days. See you on this live part of the conference, probably tomorrow. Have a great day. Thank you and bye.